Greater Good Radio. Connect, learn, heal, and grow.
I received my first promotion when one of our other executives left Ohio and went to South Carolina, and I was still fairly young at that time. I was probably 22 years old. I mentioned that there was this young guy back in Ohio who might be good for this management position in South Carolina, which is where he was. And I was pretty excited to get that first phone call of seeing my career move. I wasn't sure what my next step was, and accepted the position. And I was there for about 6 years, and then went on to Washington, D.C. at another management position in the business side. And I was only there actually for about a year, and then joined the Connect Corporation in 1987, and that was in Burlington, Vermont. I was there for a few years, and one snowy November day when it was getting dark at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I got a phone call from our corporate headquarters that wanted to interview me in a few days for the vice president of circulation position at the old Hawaii newspaper agency. And it was 17 degrees below zero outside, and they said Hawaii, and the rest is history.
You travel more than people in the military.
How did they get your name, though? Were you applying to different locations?
Well, from Vermont, or we're originally
From, I guess, South Carolina? Was right.
Oh, those were the days, and they still quite popular. But once you get involved with headhunters and executive recruiters, they kind of have your name nationally. You're a revenue source for them, so they always keep calling you to, after a couple of years you've been somewhere, they want you to go somewhere else so they can get a fee again. So.
Was it culture shock for you when you first got here to Hawaii?
Yeah, I'd never been.
Mm-hmm.
That was at a time where they wouldn't pay for or allow you to come to Hawaii to check it out, so to speak, even though it was a big promotion. The sexiness of it all was just being considered and getting the position. And there wasn't a lot of internet back then.
And the cost is much higher here, right?
Oh, it was considerably higher, yeah. And I was young, so he didn't have hardly any money that he had set aside. And it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because I wouldn't have had that kind of money to put into the home, because back in the late 80s, it was the first real big housing boom that they had in Hawaii, so the costs were already quite high.
Did you think about going home at that point?
No, never considered going home. When I got off the plane, it was 84 degrees, and we had a record in Vermont before I left where we had 12 or 13 straight days where the high never got above 0 Fahrenheit. So that was quite a difference, and I was happy to be in Hawaii and happy to get accustomed to the differences in culture and those kind of things. So it was quite an experience. It was quite a learning curve for the first year or so.
So when you got off of the airplane, was it kind of love at first sight? And you get off and you're like, okay, warm weather, and...
Oh yeah, it was love at first sight. My residence at the time, I think I stayed at the Ilakai Hotel for the first month or two as part of the corporate package. It could be worse, and I just walked around. Well, I've never been to Hawaii, of course, but I walked around Waikiki and see all the palm trees, the blue water. And
you must have been shocked from the prices, though, living right there in Waikiki, coming from the mainland.
Yeah, it was price sticker shock, but you really do get through it, and you figure out ways to economize and either do without certain things that you were having before. But I ended up buying a home, but it was certainly far out on the other side of the island. It was in Makakilo. I don't seem like I've been here that long, but that was before Waikele and Kapolei, so to speak, because there was just Makakilo. When you wanted
that
to
was country.
And it was all cane field, and the cane would still burn, and the trucks would haul away. And I feel like I'm talking about the 70s or something, but it wasn't that long ago. If you lived in Makakilo, you had to go to the grocery store in Waipahu.
If you resonate with Greater Good Radio, please join our community at www.greatergoodradio.com, where you can get access to exclusive content and offerings. Hope to see you soon.